good. I don't know what you're doing. And I'm terrified.
Terrified.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Queefing Dead. If these people would shut the fuck up! No, I'm just kidding. You're listening to the Queefing Dead on the Horror Deconstruction with your host, Alex.
Bobby.
And Thea.
Oh, yeah, I was supposed to say and. I'm sorry. And Thea.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think you're supposed to play the music either. We're supposed to go do no.
That's right. I was so confused.
Ask a guy who gives
you
more
fucking
than a
idiot.
fuck.
You already ruined the whole episode.
So, what are we covering? What are the episodes we did for the Walking Dead? Oh, boy. Maybe I should have asked you guys before I did this, right?
So why don't we just kind of cover
the
whole season as a whole in the last, like, 2 or 3 episodes?
What'd you call me? You said season's asshole? You
yeah.
fucking son of a bitch. Alright, so The Walking Dead season TROIS, or how you spell it, T-R-O-I-S, is ended just last night, as of this recording, and it was very exciting. Just kidding.
There are spoiler alerts.
Yeah, well, whoever's listening to this knows that we're gonna just cunt off about it. As I like to.
You know what, Alex? I prefer twat off.
The subtitle of this show should be called "Three Bitches Bitching," according to Thea, which I agree completely. But I didn't feel the need to bitch too much last night. Well, why don't you give a quick summary of last night's episode, Thea, please?
You know she's going to do a better job than me.
Probably not. So last night, the governor tells Milton to kill Andrea, and he doesn't, and so he gets killed instead. And they start packing up the prison and put all their stuff away, and they look like they're leaving the prison. But really they're just waiting for the ambush, waiting for the governor's men to come, and they set up a bunch of traps and scare the shit out of them, basically. So they run off. The governor stops the truck with all of his people in it and shoots them for being
Isn't there a scene
cowardly.
where the tires pop on a trap, but then they don't follow up on that and show it?
Well, I think they left a bunch of the cars behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that did happen too. What else? Oh, Andrea takes about 5 hours to get out of a chair.
Using a pair of pliers with her toes.
She cannot get those pliers. I don't know. She just.
I think Quentin Tarantino would have loved that scene.
Oh, he was jerking it all night long watching that
yeah, the
scene.
entire time. She forgot how to use anything.
And then?
Mostly common sense. Okay, anyway, so then she, you don't see it, but she gets bit by Milton. And,
very sad. Very sad.
And the Rick's, half of Rick's forces go to Woodbury, where the governor is not anymore because he just fucked off and disappeared. He didn't die. And then they find Tyrese there, and he's just like, "Yeah, come on in. Why not?" And then they find Andrea, and then Andrea shoots herself because she's been bitten. She's dead. That's it.
And then they bring all the people from.
Right, they bring all the Woodburyans.
I still can't decide if
they
I'm
bring
furious
people. They
with
bring
this
people
season.
from a fucking town to live inside of a prison.
I was like, why didn't you stay
Live
in
in Woodbury.
town?
Well, the prison's more fortified.
Is it?
Bullshit. There's people.
It's like falling apart.
There's
on
zombies
all
coming
sides.
through shit all the time. They were more fortified in Woodbury than they were in the prison.
Yeah.
3 golden twats.
3 bitches bitching. So what were you guys? What are you guys' thoughts on the whole season? This 3rd season started out strong and then kind of
Started out so strong.
What do you guys think of Merle dying?
I was indifferent on his character. I liked the actor.
I liked the way he went out.
Yeah,
It was very sad.
It made me. I was like, that's awesome. He did something cool for once.
I'll give the show.
Yeah, and then he died.
I'll give the show its props
Yeah,
that they know how to make you give a shit about a character you didn't give a shit about when they die, because they make it all like melodramatic at the end. But I think Merle's going out was pretty awesome because he went.
That was awesome. Yeah.
I was very upset because I like him a lot, even when he wasn't such a good guy. I liked him.
He had no reason to drive Michonne out. I don't know why he did it. I think that was just for the viewers to be like, "Oh God, Merle's going crazy again." If he was just gonna let her go anyway, like, do you know what I mean?
Well, he wasn't going. He was gonna.
He
take
was
her
gonna
all the
take her,
way,
and then
he
had
changed
a
his
change.
mind.
Okay,
because he was thinking about what
that was.
He had a change of heart.
That's what my.
He's a really, really nice guy.
So he decided to have a moral change, and then he killed everybody else. That guy wasn't too beaten up about his son getting shot, right? I guess in the next episode he kind of seemed angry, but not as angry as I thought he would be. I thought they would give him 10 minutes of him bitching about his son. The guy with the receding hairline who gets shot by the governor. What's his name? The father.
I'm trying to think which guy you're talking about.
Is it Alan?
I think so.
I don't know.
The one who I think his wife got.
The one with Tyrese.
Yeah, I think his wife got dicked by Tyrese. Yeah. What was that whole thing about?
I don't know.
Those people are all going to be killed off. I hope.
Tyrese, the crew that Tyrese was with, Tyrese, his sister, who's kind of growing on me, so you know she's gonna fucking die.
Yeah, I like her.
I don't care if she dies. I just want Tyrese.
And so I bet you do. So they were there with Alan and his son, and they had the mother of the kid, and I guess Tyrese must have saved her, and she must have been on some of that chocolate dick. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't understand why they would kill off two characters that are huge characters. Why would they do it?
What, in The Walking... you mean Merle and Andrea?
And Andrea. I mean, Andrea is so stupid. She deserves to die 10 times.
I was actually
She was finally
shocked.
becoming good.
I know. I wanted her to be redeemed before she died. Instead, they were just like, no, we gave up on the
And I'm sure, Thea, I know just as I was waiting for a smooch between Andrea and
oh my god,
Michonne.
like so hard.
I thought it was gonna happen. I was like, what are they gonna make out of it?
Maybe right before she did it.
She was like, that's for the DVD extras.
And then Michonne gets sick with zombie from kissing her.
You can't do it. You can't get sick that way. I don't think.
Thea's tried it.
According to the other thing we reviewed, it's only through bites, not through sex.
So there
exactly. And Dead Girl is pretty much.
There's no dead scissor.
Dead Girl is the new canon for zombie.
Yeah, for anything.
For zombie sex, yeah. You try to scissor a zombie, it's just trouble.
It's not gonna work. There's gonna be all kinds of oozes. And
good God. So what do you guys think Rick's whole thing this whole season has been? Because he's been in and out of a lot of episodes.
He's been in and out of Crazy Town several times.
He beat his child already.
I'm already sick of seeing I'm sick of seeing Lori's ghost. I'm glad they got rid of her. I'm just like, all right, Lori, you fucking died already. Get the fuck off the show.
Yeah, stop stinking up the whole town with your vagina. They cleaned 3 times in the whole fucking show.
What are you talking? She's a
ghost.
Like
Shane and your husband.
Oh, that's true.
Out of it.
She probably put some, vinegar up there. But she's gone, but we keep seeing her, and then once
What do you think of that?
Once Rick brings all those people over, her ghost disappears, and it sort of ends on a positive note. But I got to say, I did not see Andrea dying coming. I mean, obviously she was the other person with the most arc on the series, although it was a stupid arc.
Wait, who was?
Andrea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's really stupid.
But most of her arc was like banging dudes that suck.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Very true.
It's so stupid.
And making a really awful character.
And in the comic, it was her and Dal. They were a couple, and they loved each other.
Yeah, she was riding those dusty balls in the comic book, and then eventually she got to go with Rick because she's a badass. In the show, she is not a badass at all. She's a dumbass.
And I think that's what disappointed me most. And they were just like, yeah, well, we gave up on her. So.
Michonne is the only female. Michonne and who's Ellen DeGeneres?
I like Michonne a lot better. In the past couple episodes.
I like that. I actually like that
her.
Michonne is fucking now has a character to her.
Yes.
Well, she was really just like a grimacing, angry woman. Now she's cool. Like she's actually got a thing.
Right. One of the best episodes of the season is when it was just Rick, Michonne. Meanwhile, where the fuck was that? Did that guy come with them or did they leave him? I forget. Milton. Who's the guy?
No.
Milton died.
Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan. Where was he? Did they bring him with them or they left him?
No, they left him. Remember?
Oh God,
he didn't want to go.
I was just like, I must have spazzed out, but yeah. Anyway,
did you watch that episode?
I did. I thought I did, but they gave Michonne a lot of shit to do in that episode, and she was really cool.
She got herself a rainbow cat.
Yeah, I know, and she was cool about it, and her stuff with Carl and stuff like that. And they actually, what did you guys think about Carl's shit last night? That was pretty cool.
What the hell's wrong with him? He's really
mentally
needs to be like shaken against a tree and like.
He's turning into Shane.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Really? You think he's becoming what he did is when that kid he killed also a very handsome young boy. What was that about? They just hired. You know that guy looks like he looks like
that handsome young boy.
He looks like this.
I think they're trying to go for an angle, and I don't know if they're gonna do it. But there's a character in the comic. Spoiler alert for comics. Where that it's a little kid that ends up being like a killer. He's like a serial killer, disturbed little kid. I hope they're not trying to turn Carl into that kid.
You think it's going to be Carl versus Rick in the show?
It's going to be Carl. I hope that they're not going to do it, but they might be trying to make Carl into like this like moralist kind of disturbed killer kid. But I don't think they're gonna do that. I'm hoping.
The whole sequence that happens is that off in the woods, it's Herschel, Carl, and I always forget the young girl's name. The
the sister of Maggie.
What's her name?
Maggie's sister. That's what I'm gonna call her. The singing girl. And they're all off in the woods, and this young kid runs off with a shotgun, and Carl has a gun with a silencer, right? And I don't know what that silencer was made out of. It was like a toilet paper tube. And he has the gun up to him, and the kids, and they're telling him to drop his shotgun, and the kid's like taking his sweet fucking time to hand his shotgun over, but you can see in his face that he's looking over at Herschel, he's looking at the kid. He looks like he's gonna do something, but you're not really. You don't know.
He was like
it was like
too close.
hard.
He was leaning in like he was gonna.
And it was like, why? Yeah, but they said drop it. Why are you trying to hand it to him?
And then Carl just shoots him right off.
If you just drop it, maybe.
I suppose, but you could place it on the ground.
Yeah, right. And then Carl just shoots him right off screen, and I was like, holy fuck! And you see Herschel's face. He looked like a really disappointed Santa Claus. But anyway, the kid that got shot.
How's that different than any other time?
But maybe that's when he let Michonne in there. He's like an old school racist. He was like, no. But the kid that got shot in the face looked like. Did you guys saw Shawshank Redemption? Remember the really asshole fucking warden?
The one that rapes him?
The CEO guy? What?
Oh, no, there's a rapist guy.
No, the other guy. The guy that married that 17-year-old kid. Anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, that was an interesting turn for Carl to have, and he was basically telling his dad to fuck off and to actually take care of business like Shane would.
And then to leave? Oh, God. If he said that to me, you like punched in the face.
Right, and so I don't know. What did you guys think about Andrea's arc this episode? It was very disappointing with her because she's an asshole in the show.
What about the fact that like there is no resolution at all?
Right. Yeah.
The fucking governor.
He just gets away.
The governor.
I have a feeling they're gonna obviously, hopefully, bring him back.
Yeah, but he's only 3 guys strong. Like, what the fuck is the point?
But this is the thing. In the comics, spoiler alert, they have colonies.
Oh, okay.
That they, there's different colonies that they discover, different power groups of people, and some are bad and some are good. I think they're going to try to make the governor come back as one of the bad ones.
I get it, but enough of this governor guy already.
I know, I'm almost sick of him now. I'm like, I wish somebody had just killed him.
Like, if I actually liked how he acted in this episode. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like when Tyrese and his sister were like, "Oh, we're gonna take care of." I was almost gonna do like a really bad racist voice for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just thought maybe I gotta go see some counseling. But he's like, we're not, we're gonna protect
go with
I was just gonna do, we're gonna fuck this motherfucker up, But he was, we're gonna protect the kids, and then he just had this look on his face, like thanks, and he just handed him the shot. It was like almost like a weird version of Ash from The Evil Dead, but then he freaks out, and he's just like. He gets away with his 2 idiot friends. The one character, the Spanish guy in the comic book, originally he runs off, and they're not going to do it in this. I know for sure they're not going to do it. Originally, he ran off, and he was going to try to bring back innocent people from the camp, according to him. And what Rick does is hit him with a car and then shoot him. And that's what in the comic book version that happened. That's not happening here. He's just like a bonehead lackey. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like the scene where they. It's in another episode, one of the last ones. Where they're driving and they see the guy, walking and asking them for help and all that.
That was the episode where they were on their own. That was great.
And then they walk back and he's just like dead. And
and then the other henchman, who I thought originally was Tyrese in the show, he
doesn't talk ever.
He doesn't. Maybe this is his first job from coming from another country and shit like that. This is how he's getting his green card.
Maybe, right. Maybe the governor took out his tongue or something.
But I don't know. I mean, for those guys to stay with him after he shot all their fucking friends or whoever, right. I guess I don't know if they're close to those people.
No,
there's always going to be people like that.
It just seems sort of very strange. I like that they kept the shot out of frame when Andrea got attacked because it made you think, oh, she's going to be all right when she comes back. And then she's bit, and you're like, holy shit. Like, I really was actually surprised because in the comic book, she ends up being Rick's girlfriend in the comic. And she's a badass. Really? Yeah, she goes out with him.
Eventually.
So that would have pissed Thea off more, knowing that Michonne was out there. Maybe.
No, honestly, if they had done anything else with her character, like, other than what they did this season...
You thought it would have been unrealistic?
Happy. Yeah. If she had gone badass instead and still died at the end of the season, I would have been happier.
Yeah, she kind of seems like she would have always tried to be morally, she was the one who originally didn't give a shit and she wanted to be suicidal, and now she was all...
Yeah, she was more badass in season 2 than she was in season 3.
Right, she was getting some of that Shane dick, that's why. But when seeing her die...
Made her crazy.
With his rebellion.
And Milton, I think, was alright for what he was. I mean, there's not really...
I like Milton. He always reminds me of, what's his face from Three's Company?
John Ritter?
John Ritter, yeah.
He does look like
really?
him.
He really, every time I look at him, I think, oh, this is like John Ritter's younger brother or something.
Like he was going to say something and then a landlord would come out and assume that he was gay and why he was living with two
yeah,
women.
he'd be like, whoa!
Now Jack! Anyway, but I was actually surprised. And there was like video, I tumbled it, there was a image of her actually getting attacked by Milton with him biting her arm and not her neck.
Yeah, you posted that, I saw that.
And, which is very strange. I'm glad they didn't put that in there stylistically because then it made you think she was going to be okay, and then when you see her all bit up, you're like, ooh, boy, I didn't see that coming. But I think it was pretty much like a lackluster kind of finale, except for Andrea's death, which I thought was good, and the way they handled it. And you see when people tumble on the show, like, she knows how the safety works, and people, like, jerking off about that image. You know how people, in the Tumblr culture, when they'll put, like, a whole bunch of photos of, like, what happened in season 1, and then what happened in this one is, I know how the safety works.
Right,
huh?
People jerk off to these things?
I really think so. And I was like, okay, I get it. But, people take time.
You know what? They should get Don Knotts in the show.
I think he's dead.
He is dead, but that's perfect. It's a show about zombies.
Did you just look that up so you can make that reference?
No, we were talking about Three's Company.
He'll be the landlord of the prison.
You just had that information right off the top of your... Okay.
He'll be the landlord of the prison.
Three's Company.
Yeah.
But it almost seems like a lot of... It didn't suffer the problems of season 2, I think, where it was just kind of talking. Like, a lot of shit actually happened, but it felt like it was for no reason.
There were more standout episodes this season that I really liked than there were last season, for sure.
The only thing I'm getting scared of is that it's going to turn into...
I can't even, remember last season, and that's not a good thing.
They were on the farm, that's all, and they bitched everything.
Yeah.
But
there's 8 episodes about should we rescue the prisoner or should we let him free?
The only thing that I'm very scared about, for next season, I'm afraid of is because it's coming back in October. Jesus, can you imagine?
Really?
Yeah, it's coming back in October. That it's with all these people now, it's gonna feel like some sort of post-apocalyptic show, like fucking Jericho, or where they got to deal with all these characters walking around in the background. They barely got enough food in this fucking prison. Now it's just gonna be like Lost, where they're dealing with ancillary characters in the background.
People, because in the comics, they eventually kind of go off.
And
I hope they leave them.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
That would probably just kind of take 3 of them. I'm hoping.
But I hope that the 4th season just doesn't deal with them at the prison the whole fucking time, because we had enough of that. Well, I had enough of it.
I can't believe they didn't leave the prison finally. I thought they were going to.
I really think that AMC spent a lot of money for that prison, so they're like, you better fucking stretch this shit out 9 years at this prison.
Right. Well, there's this great scene. There's this great character that comes in later, which I hope they'll bring in, named Abraham.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool character.
That changes the whole dynamic, show, pretty much. The whole comic. So if they bring him in, they won't be at the prison anymore.
But then it makes you wonder, what are they going to do with him? Because if they got rid of Andrea, because as far as I know, Abraham is still in the comic, but Andrea is still in the comic too, and they got rid of her, and she's a principal character. So it's like, what the fuck are you guys thinking? And I think that's why they got rid of Glenn Mazzara again, the showrunner. Because I really think that Robert Kirkman is really saying, I want this to happen, I want that. Like, he's really the guy pulling the strings because he wrote the comic book.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much, because obviously they stray away from so much from his comic book.
Maybe he wants them to.
And the woman, the executive producer, the guy who actually ran the show, or who has in charge of the show, says, I have an idea for 7 years of the show, and I have a definitive ending for the series.
Is that what they said?
That's one of the main producers of the show says. And I think a woman producer says, we want the show could be indefinite. Like, she thinks it could go even beyond 7 years because it's making money, I guess.
No.
And I don't think so either.
I don't even think 7 years. I think just fucking 2 more seasons tops. That's it.
Yeah, because you see like stuff like Dexter. Dexter's going to go on to its 8th and final season.
Don't make fun of Dexter.
I like Dexter, but the last 3 seasons, well, the last season that just happened was actually really good. But
Dexter's amazing.
The 2, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to get into it.
It's in and out.
Yeah,
when they fight in that religious
you really
shit,
don't like it?
Danny.
No, I like lots of it, just not recently.
I think this past season has made up for the last 2 seasons before it with that girl who became a killer with him.
I liked Lumen.
Get the fuck out of my country. Anyway,
what?
So we'll do a Dexter podcast, I guess, next time. Anyway, but with this show, what do you guys feel that they actually fixed and they fucked up even worse with this season, the 3rd season?
Oh, as compared to the farm talking.
Yeah, just what do you think the how it's going as a show? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse? Has it just stayed in the middle?
I think it's definitely improved. In the first season and in second season too, I didn't feel it was that strong a show at all. Really, like it has its moments. But I think this season, there were a few episodes that just really, really made me excited about the show again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's definitely stronger.
And the characters you felt are much better this season?
Yeah, I started to like Rick more. I don't hate Carl as much as I did.
You hated Carl?
I hated Carl for a while. He was a dick. He was a dick.
What was he a dick?
Could you imagine if they made Carl a teenage girl instead of a boy? How horrible it would have been. Because then it would have been some whole other shit. Oh gosh, she would have been like a Laurie Jr. I bet you. But just because
that's the other thing too, they resolved the
they
Laurie
write
thing,
women
which was
on
nice.
that
Did
show.
you like Carl as like this like little snotty kid, like walk away from me, Dad?
No, I mean I liked him better this season.
Oh, okay. I guess
the last episode maybe not so much. He was kind of a dick.
I haven't really had any like feelings on Carl as a character really. When he does cool shit, fine, but he doesn't really seem to impact me in any other way in the show.
He has nice freckles.
And the whole dynamic of the comic is Rick and his relationship with his son, really. You know what I mean? How they get along and survive. It's almost like what was that show? I mean, that movie, The Road, or the novel, The Road.
Yeah,
it's close. And there's a section where it happens like that, but it doesn't seem like they're gonna do that with the show. They're gonna be too. They might be like, oh fuck, what do we do for this series if we're just gonna focus on Carl and Rick's relationship? You know? Yeah. And I don't know.
They'll definitely, if they do what I want them to do, it will be good. But they're not going to because they never do.
What, have a greased up oil fight with each other naked?
No, I just want them to like fucking focus on certain elements of the comic and stop with all the
melodrama. There's a lot of shit.
Exactly, melodrama.
There's a lot of shit in the comic book that they really screwed the pooch on that would have been amazing in the series. But I understand what
the pooches because they're not so bad. They can kind of look good.
But and also in the comic, Michonne was like, she was grateful that she killed her boyfriend and his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like she would like, you should have seen them before, and I was like, what? In the comic, didn't she like them? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. She said that sort of cryptic thing.
It's very weird. It's like
flashback, right?
For there, like I was like thinking of Boys in the Hood, like they were gangbangers and shit, but then it's like, what the fuck was wrong with the guys that she had to do that to them? But I think it's a really big improvement on the first. On the second season, but I think that they were kind of lagging right in the middle.
Yeah, at the end.
It got like right towards when it went to its break. I don't think this show should have a break at all. They're just like mooching.
It drives me crazy.
Do you remember how much we loved the first half?
Yeah, we were like jerking off about it, and then it's like towards it felt like a tailspin.
Now T-Dog's like a distant memory.
Yeah. Because it was that so long ago. If they just keep... That's what they did with the show The Killing on AMC.
Too much talking. Too much of Herschel sitting there thinking. And
I like Herschel. I actually like Herschel
I like him too. I like everybody except Andrea until, like, for the most part.
Herschel always feels like he's on the verge of... Herschel always feels like he's on the verge of an oatmeal commercial. Like he's just...
What's her face? Carol, like, really? I've said it before. I'll say it again. They gotta stop with this, like, she needs to get laid storyline going on. Just, like...
I thought about it. I was like, why is Daryl not boning her? Like, what's Daryl's problem? Is he like a, you know...
Like,
checking out... Is he like... Does he like to smell Rick's armpits when he's not looking or something? He's a real pervert?
He has a crush on Rick, obviously.
But how many people do you think would turn on it if Daryl was gay? Can you imagine?
Okay, I know I've said it all the time, but I gotta work it into the theme, the double-headed dildo. He should get a double-headed dildo, put it on his crossbow, and launch it at Rick.
Or maybe he was I can't even make the joke I was about to make.
I'm sorry.
But
is that supposed to be his come on?
That's like what he does. He's like, Rick, wait, and he shoots it.
Or maybe it's really bad, and Daryl was really invested in looking for this lady's daughter for a reason. Ew. But yeah, Daryl, for making Daryl a sexless guy, there's something going on with that. Maybe it's just lazy writing that he has no. I mean,
maybe they have been having sex and they just don't mention it. I just wish one time. Just get this poor woman laid.
Daryl has a very...
She deserves it. Like,
Daryl has a very Scully and Mulder relationship with, what's-her-face? What the hell's her name? Carol, yeah. So it's just like, enough. It's the end of the world, just go fucking... unless all their genitals really stink. That's the only thing I can think of. But,
yeah, no, that's totally true, though.
So I guess if maybe you think people would allow, like, you think racist
Dr. Bronner's soap.
Racist America would allow Michonne and Rick to get together, or they won't allow it?
I don't think racism is really a big issue at this point.
I'm just joking. I'm talking about people that watch it. And
I'm
you can imagine when they in the episode will come in like
they might do it
when they show it in Kentucky and they'll show like Rick and Michonne make out like what the hell and their like heads explode.
Hopefully it's still not that bad.
But Maggie and Glenn, I'm kind of getting tired of that. That whole sex scene with them felt like really forced. The episodes back, like they were having sex. Like, oh, this is so hot. It's so hot. Like, gives a fuck. I get it that they're fucking. How many times can they show these two characters have sex? I get it.
I mean, unless they're gonna
You're
get
just
really
jealous.
like.
I am. I do want Glenn. I mean Maggie. But yeah, but they're kind of like petered off. They got petered off once Glenn was like, "I love you. Why you let him rape you?" You know, that kind of shit.
I didn't understand.
And was that I almost did a really bad accent there, huh?
I didn't understand. We talked about it last time. Why she's getting all angry at him and shit. Like, I didn't get it, but whatever.
Because she's a woman on the show, and all the women on this show are nuts for some reason.
But then
except
like,
for
like, weirdly going with it.
Carol was the only. Well, Carol and Michonne. Carol's craziness was at least because of her daughter. Michonne is the only one that I think has been consistent and not been an asshole to anybody else in the show. Because she's a robot. That's what it is. They know how to write robots. They don't know how to write women on this show.
Yeah, but she's not a robot anymore. That's why I like
it.
Right,
and now she's going to be like, what the fuck are you...
Oh, no, careful.
And she's good. She's going to be good.
And,
she's going to be the best character on the show, in my opinion.
Relationship with... Her, like, friendship with Rick is what I'm, like, most looking forward to.
Yeah, I think they can...
And when she meets Tyrese, finally, when they get him there...
Yeah.
No, it's true. They have a thing.
You think that's going to happen?
They don't have to.
Well, not because they're black. That's what I'm saying. In the comics.
I know, in the comics it
Didn't you say something about that, Danny? You were like, thank God they're going to stay with their... No, I'm just kidding. But, I hope that happens in the show. And then, like, Tyrese's sister's going to get really jealous. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
She want to have sex with him?
No, she's going to hook up with Carl.
Do you think incest is okay in a post-apocalyptic world?
Who's looking? Anyway, oh God, that's just gross what I just said. But I don't know. Is there any other like things that you want to say?
We should rate the finale season? And the entire season.
Yeah, for finale, where it kind of at the end. What do you guys feel? Out of 10. Yeah, really? You're just indifferent for the finale. I would give it a.
Okay.
I'd give it a.
Give it a letter grade.
Yeah.
A to F.
All right. C plus.
C plus.
I'll give it a C plus as well. Actually.
I'm gonna give it a B minus. I'll give it a B because I did like it up until they fucking messed up at the end with the governor.
Yeah, that was the
main part that bothered me.
It's really shit what they did with the governor. They just dragging him out.
You know what? And he have some kind of plan that in the next season he's gonna be back strong and it's a whole cool arc. I hope,
And David Morrissey is a really good actor, but they're just giving him shit to do. Is he related to the singer Morrissey? Like,
I don't know. Maybe.
I think I'm the older guy that knows about that shit. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But they're kind of just wasting him. He could be awesome. Like maybe they're gonna turn him into the governor from the comic now because he's bonkers. But he just seems so stupid. He should have been dead in this episode. Anyway, so as for a whole, the season 3, what did you guys feel about the show? And are there any lasting things that you feel should happen next season? TV wise, right? Thea, what do you think?
I think the season overall I enjoyed still enough. Like, I would probably give the season overall, like, an 8. Or I guess if we're doing letters, probably like a B+.
Okay. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 for this season. I think there was really awesome things that happened early on, and then it just kind of got a little wonky in the middle. Then it picked up. Definitely the episode with the three of them going off and running into Morgan was a really good episode because it was just focusing on them and not dealing with Andrea and the fucking governor. Characters I can give a shit less about. So I'd give it a 7 and, like you said, a B out of whatever. And you, Danny?
I want to give it pi, but that's way too low. But I was just thinking about pi. But I'm gonna give it
3.14 and a whole bunch.
I'm gonna give it a B, overall B, because there are so many things that piss me off. But overall, it's about zombies. It's pretty cool, you know. And you could turn your mind off and just watch it. So a B for Lori finally dying.
So I mean, so what do you guys? I mean, we're done. We're done with this till October.
Yeah, we're done.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones is back, and I can watch
that was good.
Now.
But what other shows are there horror wise besides American Horror Story? That's going to be like in October, right?
Well, you can rewatch Twin Peaks. Well, you've never seen it. You should watch it for the first time.
There are 2 other shows that are on now, like Bates Motel. Is it Bates Motel?
Yeah, it's about the childhood of.
Do you think that's worth watching? There's something about it. I don't know.
I'm curious. I'm curious enough to watch.
I saw some of it. I saw some of an episode. It looked kind of cool.
I saw something where he has like a cutie little girlfriend that has to breathe with a respirator, and she was really adorable. But that's my.
I like the actors in it. So
Did she have like a Rainbow Bright respirator?
I think it was just the blood coming out of her nose and the mucus. And there's also Hemlock Grove, which Eli Roth produced, and it's coming on Netflix. So maybe we might do a show. I don't know.
Stock at Netflix. Buy it.
There's a Hannibal one too, isn't there?
Oh, that's right. That's coming out too. I'm not fucking doing The Following. I don't care what anybody says. I did not like that shit. There's people that love it. The first episode, I was like, I'm
just not interested.
It's just nothing about it. I like Kevin Bacon.
I have too many things that I'm into, and I don't want. I'm reluctant to get into new things sometimes because it's like overwhelming.
I mean, if we all find a show that we can do while this is gone, but I think Dexter might be coming, so maybe we might start doing Dexter. Did we ever do a Dexter show?
No, we've never done Dexter.
I was very surprised. Maybe we should do them for the last season.
We do all watch it. I mean, we could.
I know, we should.
Actually, like, I'm scared of when Dexter comes back on.
You think
because,
Three Bitches,
it
Bitch?
ended so dramatically. Oh, God.
Oh, it's going to be weird.
The ending? Oh, my God. That was, like, the sickest thing ever.
It should have happened in the first fucking season, because that's what happened in the book. All right, whatever. Who cares? So with that, we're going to say a hearty goodbye to the Queefing Dead.
Party!
For the Queefing Dead. Do you guys have any magical final words for the Queefing Dead before you leave?
Apples and oranges. Go on.
Donkey fisting.
Thea? Tell me about pie.
Wait, you trampled all over it. What'd you say, Thea?
Gorgeous cats.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you know what that means. So with that, our next film is The Thing, the prequel and the first film by John Carpenter and some other asshole. So, comparative study. So with that, Danny, what's the final word?
Hi.
Before Deconstruction.
The Queefing Dead.
Yeah, we used to do the theme.